Okay, guys, so this is lesson 21, okay, more logs. Look at 22 really fast. Just flip and look at 22. I think we're just about done with logs. 22 is quadratic. So this is our last log lesson, okay? So hopefully you feel like you did okay. Hopefully you feel like you feel a little more comfortable with logs than you did before, okay? So let's go ahead with question 1. So when they ask you to find the domain, what you have to do is you have to look, you guys, at this number right here and at this number right here, and they both have to be bigger than 0, okay? Well, the 7 is fine because it's obviously bigger than 0, right? So all you have to do is just go 4x minus 5 must be greater than 0, okay? And then move your 5 over. So 4x must be greater than 5. Divide by 4, x must be greater than 5/4. If they don't tell you how to write it, then let's just leave it like that, okay? And then I want you to remember what a log graph looks like, okay? So I know that this is not a parent log graph, you guys, but a log graph, a parent log graph looks like that. You should have that memorized in your head. You should have a visual of what a parent log graph looks like. So if you're not there yet, make sure you get there. Now there are some adjustments to that, okay? You know what? I'm actually not even going to do range. Let's just get rid of range, okay? Don't worry about range. We're just going to find the domain. Okay, let's do the next one. Find the domain. So this 4 and this 3x minus 1 must both be greater than 0. So the 4 is greater than 0, so we're good. And the 3x minus 1 must also be greater than 0. Move your 1 over. 3x must be greater than 1. Divide, x must be greater than 1/3. That's my domain, and I'm done. Okay? All right. Question number 2. Okay? Here are the steps in solving a log. Get it alone, convert it, solve it, and then check it. Okay? Everybody look at question number 2. I want you to take your pencil, your highlighter if you have it, and I want you to highlight log base 2 of x. Okay, if you don't have a highlighter, just put a box around it. It's okay. You guys, the 2 is stuck to the log. Okay, just kind of kick back and listen for a second. I could not divide by 2. That would be the same thing as this. If I had the square root of 2x equals 3, and I divided both sides by 2, and then I got the square root of x equals 3 over 2. I think everybody in this room knows you can't do that. The 2 is inside of that root. So I couldn't just divide by 2, okay? So I can't do that here. I also cannot divide by x. All of those things are one thing. So when you look at question A, literally this is what I need you to see, y equals 5. Because that log works just like a variable, okay? And then I want you to write the word stuck. We're stuck. The reason we're stuck is because on the left-hand side of the equation, the only thing I have is a log. So when you get stuck, everybody, what do? You convert it. Yeah, write that down. Convert. Thank you. So we're going to convert it to exponential. So everybody write down the base, which is a 2. Raise it to the other side, which is a 5, is equal to, the only thing I haven't written down is x. And then 2 to the 5th is 32. Okay? Now, everybody listen to this. If the problem is given in log, if the original problem has the word log in it, then you must check. So I want you to write the word check. Okay, and now you're going to go to the original problem. You always go to the original and put a 32 in for x. So everybody go log base 2 of 32 is equal to 5. See the 5 on the right hand side? Leave it alone. And now let's plug in log base 2 of 32. Everybody in the room, grab your calculator. If you don't know how to check this, you're not going to do well on the quiz on Friday. Because you have to check. So grab your calculator and let's practice, okay? So the way that you put log base 2 of 32 in your calculator, guys, is you go log 32, close it off, divided by log 2, close it off, enter, and I ended up with 5 equals 5. So if I get the same number on both sides, it totally checks out. My answer is x equals 32, and I'm done. Okay? Question B. Everybody in the room answer this question. Are we stuck? Yes or no? Are we stuck? Look right here. Everybody just look. You have to be able to answer this question. Okay? Stuck and not stuck. So listen. Here's my log. Okay? Is the 5 part of the log? Everybody in the room tell me. Yes or no? Yes. Is the x part of the log? Yes or no? Come on. Is it? Okay, let me ask you this. Log base 2 of 4. Is the 4 part of that log? Everybody in the room? Yes. So is the x part of that log? Yes, it is. You're taking the log base 5 of, and the x is part of it. Is the -1 part of the log? Everybody talk to me. Yes, it is. So are we stuck? We're stuck. Okay? Everybody freeze. Everybody look right here. If you don't know the difference between stuck and not stuck, you are not going to be able to do this right. Okay? Eyeballs right here. Okay? I'm just going to throw a ton of them at you. Yes or no? Stuck or not stuck? Stuck. All 30 of you, stuck or not stuck? Stuck. Look at this one. Stuck or not stuck? Not stuck. Why not? Because of the 3. Look here. Don't shout. Look at that one. Bless you. Stuck or not stuck? Not stuck. The -1 is not part of the log. How do you know the -1 is not part of the log? There are no parentheses. So this is not stuck. You would move the 5, or move the 1, pardon me, and then you'd be stuck. Who says I understand? Okay, go back. And you guys better be talking to me, okay? You got to understand this. Look at B. Every person in this room, stuck or not stuck? Stuck. When you get stuck, what do? Convert it. So this is 5 to the other side, which is a 2, is equal to x minus 1. Okay, now I drop parentheses around the x minus 1 because it doesn't do me any good, right? And now I'm going to write x minus 1 equals 25. 5 to the second is 25. Move my 1 over, and I get x equals 26. Everybody in the room, am I done? No. What do I have to do? Check. I literally expect you to write the word check, like I want that word on your paper, okay? And then it always is from the beginning. So it's log base 5 of 26 minus 1 equals 2. See the 2 on the right-hand side? Leave it alone. Put the left-hand side in and see if you get 2. So everybody go log. You guys, 26 minus 1 is 25. So I'm just going to go log 25, close it off, divided by log 5, close it off, enter. I got 2 equals 2. I know my answer's right, and I'm good. You guys, the beautiful thing about the fact that you have to check logs is if it checks out, you know you're right. Like there's no way that answer's wrong. If you plug it in and it works, you just got the problem right. Okay? Okay, question C. You better be talking to me, okay, because you're making me nervous. Are you stuck? No. What do? Divide by 4, right? So everybody write down log base 2 of x minus 3 is 8 over 4, which is a 2. Are we stuck now? Yes, we are. So we convert it. So this would be 2 to the other side, which is also a 2, equals x minus 3. So now I have x minus 3 equals 4. Move my 3 over, and I get x equals 7. Am I done? Yes or no? No. Do I check from this step right here? No. You always check from the beginning, right? Everybody write down the word check. And then I want you to write 4 log 2, 7 minus 3 equals 8. See the equals 8? Leave it alone. The problem that happens with checking logs is people don't know how to check it. So then they fake it. And they go, yay, A equals 8. It worked out. okay? But they never really put it in because they don't know how to do it. So they got something wrong, like x equals 4, and then they'll put a 4 here and they say, yay, it worked. Well, I know they're faking it. They're faking it because when you put a 4 in, it's not going to work because 4 is not the answer, okay? Who says, I understand what you're saying? Raise your hand. Okay, so don't fake it, okay? Everybody go 4. And then hit the log button. 7 minus 3 is a 4. Close it off. Divided by log 2. Close it off. Hit enter. I got 8 equals 8. Bless you. So x equals 7 really is the answer. Okay? Okay, raise your hand if you're good. Let me see how you're feeling here. Okay, good. Okay, let's do question D. Every single person in the room, what am I going to ask you right now? Are you stuck? And what's the answer to the question? No. Look right here. Everybody look right here for me, okay? Don't do anything, please. See this ln 5x? I want you to see a y. So right up above that, I want you to write down 2.3 y minus 3 equals 9. You guys, if I can get you to see it right, I can get you to do it right. You know how to solve that. The 2.3y minus 3 equals 9. I know you do. Everybody tell me what to do. Move your 9. You move your 3, right? So now you're going to have 2.3 times the ln of 5x is equal to 12. Your brain sees 2.3y equals 12. Are we stuck? Yes or no? No. So everybody go ln 5x equals 12 divided by 2.3, okay? Now grab your calculator and punch in 12 divided by 2.3. You get a terrible number. So we're not going to write that down as a terrible number. Please don't put like 5.2, because then you're going to use 5.2 and it's just going to get all messed up. So just leave it alone. It's okay. ln is not scary or weird. Everybody erase ln and replace it with, what would I replace it with? Log base e. We're stuck. All we have on the left-hand side is the log. When you're stuck, you convert. So it would be e to the 12 over 2.3 is equal to 5x. Don't let that fraction freak you out. It's okay. Divide by 5, and you get x equals e to the 12 over 2.3 divided by 5. Now, that's terrible. That's the ugliest thing ever, okay? I'm going to show you a quick way to check it. I want you to write down the word check, and I do need you to put that terribleness right there in for x, but then I'm going to show you an easy way to put it in your calculator. So everybody go 2.3 ln. I want you to make the parenthesis a bracket because it's going to get complicated, so go 5. And then to show that it's multiplied by x, just go e, put a parenthesis, and then e to the 12 over 2.3 over 5, close your parenthesis, close your bracket, minus 3 equals 9. Okay? Now I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to do this. Okay? So everybody grab your calculator and stay right with me. We're going to put this guy right here in our calculator, and we're going to store him. Okay, so everybody do this with me. Everybody hit second ln, and then go 12 divide 2.3, close it, divide 5. Now don't hit enter. Hit store, and then hit enter. So that I just put in is equivalent to about 36.89. Okay, now when I put this in, just put it like this, and where you see the x, hit the mem bar. Okay, so everybody go 2.3 ln 5 mem bar, enter, close it, minus 3, enter. I got 9 equals 9, and I know I'm right. Okay, never, never, never put your answer in decimal form unless what, everybody? Unless they tell you to. Did they tell me to? Nope, so I'm leaving it be. All right. Who says I'm okay? Let me see. Great. Okay, above question E, I want you to write this down. Okay. Multiple logs and a number that is not 0. if you have multiple logs, log, or log, however many, and a number that's not a 0, we have a 1. Here's what you do, okay? Number 1, all logs on one side, number on the other. So split the logs and logs on one side, numbers on the other, just like it is now. Step number 2, does anybody have any idea what to do next? You're right. What's a different way you could say besides combine that everyone would understand? Condense. So let's write condense. Good, you guys. After you condense it, you're going to have the log of something equals a number. Then what do? You convert it, because you'll be stuck, okay? Convert it. Fourth thing is to solve it. And the final thing I have to do on this problem is to do what, everybody? To check it. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Okay, let's do question E, nice and slowly. Logs on one side, numbers on the other. Done. Condense. So everybody look right here for a second, really fast. Someone came in today, and she was confused, and she needed help. And I was helping her, and after like 5 minutes, I knew exactly what the problem was. She didn't know the rules. If you don't know the rules of logs, you are not going to be able to do logs. That easy, okay? So you tell me, I want to know that the 30 of you know the rules. If these are added, when I squish them together into one log, what am I going to do to them? Everybody tell me. Multiply. That's the rule, okay? So it's going to be 5 times x minus 9 is equal to 1. That's fine. You can also put brackets if you want to, so it's a little more clear. Whatever. This is log base what, everybody? Log base 10. Now you convert it. So it's 10 to the other side, which is a 1, is equal to 5 times x minus 9. You guys know how to solve that. Distribute the 5, you get 5x minus 45 is equal to 10. Move the 45 over. 5x equals 55. Divide by 5, x equals 11. What do I do next? Check. Everybody write the word check. You always check from the beginning. So everybody go log 5 plus the log of 11 minus 9 equals 1. Grab your calculator. Keep the equals 1 and equals 1. Put in the left and see if you have it. So everybody go log 5, close it off, plus log 11 minus 9 is 2. Close it off, hit enter. I got 1 equals 1. I am certain I got that problem right. Okay, who says I understand? Let me see how you're feeling. Okay, good. Let's do this one. 2 logs and a number that's not a 0. Step number 1, get all logs on one side, all numbers on the other. Step number 2, condense. These are added. I'm going to write 1 log. It's log base 6. When I squish them together, I want one word coming out of everybody's mouth. What's the word? What do? You multiply. So it's 4 times x plus 4 is equal to 1. Now I'm stuck. Yes, honey, everybody, I know what you're going to say. Could I distribute my 4 and write 4x plus 16? No. Yes, you may.
What if you had like log base 4 and log base 6?
You're not, because you can't squish those together. Okay, good questions, honey. Okay, convert it. So you have 6 to the first equals 4 times x plus 4. Okay, distribute. 4x plus 16 is equal to 6. Move my 16 over. 4x equals negative 10. Divide by 4. X equals negative 10 over 4. Is that an acceptable way to write your answer? What do you think? It is not. It is not. Why not? It reduce it. Yeah. So it's a negative 5 over 4. You don't have to make it as negative 1 and a fourth. I actually prefer you don't write it like that because it's going to mess you up and you don't have to. You do have to reduce it. Okay? Say it again.
Wouldn't it be 2 on the bottom?
It is a 2. Thank you. It is a 2. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, everybody write the word check. And then I want you to go log base 6 of 4 plus the log base 6 of negative 5/2 plus 4 is equal to 1. Okay, grab your calculator. Everybody do this with me so you make sure you know how to put it in. Okay, you're going to go log 4, close it off, divided by log 6, close it off, plus log, I'm just going to go negative 5 divide 2 plus 4, close it off, divided by log 6, close it off, enter. I got 1 equals 1. Everything's great, and I'm done. You guys, what if I wrote it like this? Negative 2.5. Let's think about that. Is that okay?
No.
You know what? It is okay. If you go negative 5 divide 2, you get exactly negative 2.5. So if it's exactly the same, is that okay? Yes. When is it not okay to write it in decimal form? Talk to me. When it's a huge, crazy decimal and you round to some random spot. You are exactly right. Good answer, buddy. Okay, question G. Condense. So this is going to be log base 4 of 10 times x plus 3 is equal to 3. So I squished them together and they're multiplied. Now I'm going to convert it. So it's 4 to the third is equal to 10 times x plus 3. You could have distributed the 10 clear up in the line up above. I'm just trying to go slowly and carefully for you. Okay? Distribute 10x plus 30 equals 4 to the third is 64. Move my 30. 10x equals 34. Divided by 10. X equals 34 over 10. 34 over 10 reduces. So it's going to be x equals 17 over 5. Okay? Now write the word check. If you forget to check, you're going to lose points. So make sure you do, okay? Everybody write log base 4 of 10 plus log base 4 of 17 over 5 plus 3 is equal to 3. Okay, let's put this in our calculator. Everybody go log 10, close it off, divided by log 4, close it off, plus log 17 divide 5 plus 3, close it off, divided by log 4, close it off, enter, and I got 3 equals 3. Everything's wonderful. Okay? Okay, that was G. We have 2 word problems, and then we're done. I'd like to get to answering a few questions on the homework if you guys need that. Okay, so here is an exponential decay problem. Okay, so it says Q represents the mass in grams of radioactive radium. Okay, so let's put Q equals, first of all, let's put X equals Y equals, because I know you think in terms of X and Y. What it's solved for is the Y. So Y is the Q of T, and that represents the mass in grams. So it's how much radioactive radium we have in grams. The X stands for, it's actually the T, and that stands for the number of years that have passed. Okay? So question A, what is the initial mass? Do you guys remember what that number is? It's been a couple of lessons ago. What is it? Do you remember? Remember this number right here is always what you start with. So the answer is 16 grams. Okay, let's say you forgot that, because I think most of you did. If it's the beginning, everybody write T is 0. No time has passed if it's the beginning. I want everyone to write this down, okay? So write Q of 0 is equal to 16. Instead of 1/2, I'm going to put 0.5 because they're exactly the same. And then it's 0 over 1620. Now, you could absolutely put this in your calculator, and we will in a second, but everybody just look at it. 0 over 1600 is a 0. 1/2 to the 0 is a 1. 1 times 16 is 16. So I know it's 16. Just look at that number and that's where you start. Everybody grab your calculator. I want to make sure you know how to deal with it on this in case you get confused. So everybody go 16, parenthesis, 0.5, close it, raise it to the, can anybody tell me what the very next button you have to push? What is it? It is a parenthesis. You have to put the exponent in parentheses, okay? And then go 0 divided by 1620, close it off, hit enter, there's your 16. All of that's not necessary though, none of that. Look at the front number and that's where you begin with, okay? Determine the vertical intercept, okay? The vertical intercept, everybody look right here. Here's vertical, is that the X or the Y? What axis is this, X or Y? Y. So to find the Y-axis, you let X be 0. Well, that's what we just did. So if X was 0, then Y is 16. You have to write it as an ordered pair. What does it mean? Okay, and I'm going to say what is it? The object, we're going to say, has 16 grams of radioactive radium initially. That's it. Okay. Determine the growth or the decay rate. Guys, is it a growth rate or is it a decay rate? Talk to me. We've done this. Come on, what is it? It's a decay. Okay. And what is it? Can anybody tell me what it is? It is 0.5. Someone tell me why it's a decay rate. Less than 1, right? Less than 1 means it's decaying. What is the practical rate of this situation? The meaning of this rate, okay? So we're going to say, I'm not even going to answer that question because it's too complex, okay? I add this. How do we know if it is a decay rate or a growth rate? Okay, and I'm going to say 0.5 is less than 1, so it is a decay rate. Okay, question D. How much radioactive radium is present after 1,000 years? Every person in this room. Am I going to put the 1,000 in for Q of T or in for T? Talk to me. T, yes. So everybody go Q of 1,000 is equal to 16 times 0.5 to the 1,000 over 1620, okay? You better know how to put that in your calculator correctly. Grab your calculator, guys. I want you to go 16, parenthesis, 0.5, close it, raise it to the parenthesis, 1,000 divided by 1620, close it off, hit enter, and we're going to say 2 digits. We're going to add it to the directions. So the answer is 10.43, and the label is grams. You have to have a label, and you're done. Okay, question 4. The normal healing of wounds can be modeled by this equation. There's a typo on there. It's kind of small, but it says -0 point. So just put 1 point, okay? Where A sub 0 is the original size of the wound, and A is the wound after n days. Suppose you have an original area of 1,000 square millimeters. So guys, the A sub 0 is what it is to begin with. So everybody go A sub n equals 100 E to the -0.35 n. Then off to the side, I want you to write n equals and A sub n equals. The n is the x, the A sub n is the y. What does n stand for? It stands for days. What does A sub n stand for? It stands for area in square millimeters. Okay? Okay, I need everybody to just look right here. This is a huge thing. I have two variables. One variable is a sub n. It stands for area. I have a second variable, and it stands for n, which is days. I have to read the question. They're going to give me a number. I have to decide if I put the number in for n and then figure out what a sub n is, or if I put the number in for a sub n and figure out what n is. If you put it in the wrong place, you're going to miss it. Okay, everybody listen. How many days will the wound be half of its original size? Okay, days is n. I know they're looking for n. So my n is going to stay an n. I have to put a number on the other side. I can't have two variables. The number is not 1/2 for half of its original size. That is not the number that I put over there. Can anybody tell me what the number is? It's 50. Why do you say 50? Half of 100. Good. Everybody look at the question. Are we stuck? Tell me that. Look right here. Here is your base. Here is your exponent. Is there anything over on that right-hand side besides the base and the exponent? Tell me. Yes. So are we stuck? No. We got to get rid of that thing. What do I do? Divide by 100. Yes. So I'm going to divide both sides by 100. So I have e to the negative 0.35n is 50 divided by 100, which is exactly 0.5. Are we stuck? Is my base and my exponent alone? Yes, we're stuck. What do you do when you get stuck, everybody? You convert it. So this is log base e of 0.5. That's ln 0.5 is equal to negative 0.35n. To solve for n, you divide negative 0.35. Cross it out. So now your answer is n equals ln 0.5 divided by negative 0.35. Okay. It doesn't tell you where to round, so we're going to add, and we're going to say 2 digits. Okay. Grab your calculator. Go ln 0.5, close it off, divided by negative 0.35, hit enter. Don't touch your calculator. Don't touch it. Leave it. I'm going to show you a trick. Okay. We're going to round it. So it's n equals 1.98. You label it days, and you're done with the problem. Okay. Watch this. Right here on my calculator, I have the perfect answer. 1.98 is not the perfect answer. This is my perfect answer. Okay. What am I going to do right now? We're going to store it. Everybody hit store, enter. And now look what I'm going to do. I'm going to check my answer. And I can check my answer, guys, in about 15 seconds. See that yellow that I highlighted? I'm going to stick it in my calculator, and I'm going to make sure I get a 50. If I do, I know I just did it right. So everybody go 100, second, ln, negative 0.35. The n is my membar, so I go membar, enter, close it, enter, bam. I got it right. How do I know I got it right? I plugged it back in and I got a 50, which was half of the original. Okay, who says I understand? Let me see. Okay, I've got to hurry and finish question B. How long before the wound is 10% of its original size? Okay, so how long? They're looking for time. Okay, so that's 100e to the negative 0.35n. Can anybody in the room tell me what to put on the other side? 10% of the original. What do I put? Originally is, tell me, 100. What's 10% of 100? 10. 10% of 100 is 10. Okay? Am I stuck? Everybody in the room tell me. No. What do I do? Divide by 100. So I have e to the negative 0.35n is equal to 100 divided by, 10 divided by 100 is 0.1. And now I'm stuck. I've got my base and my exponent and nothing else, so I convert it. So it's log base e of 0.1. That's ln 0.1. You could write it as log e, you can write it as ln, I don't care. Is equal to negative 0.35 n. To solve for n, divide. So it's ln 0.1 divided by negative 0.35. Grab your calculator. ln 0.1, close it off, divided by negative 0.35, hit enter, 2 digits, put up here, 2 digits. Don't clear your calculator though, hold it right there. So you have n equals 6.58, add the word days. Okay, let's check it. Everybody hit store enter. Now I'm going to put this in my calculator and I'm going to make sure I get a 10. So I get 100 second ln negative 0.35, membar, enter, close it, enter, bam, I got it right. Okay, all right, everybody look right here. Let me stop this.